Madikizela-Mandela, the mother of the nation. Daughter of the soil, bearer of pain, yet through the storm you rose again. Nomzamo, she who endures, with a spirit unshaken, a heart so pure. Mpondo, the fireless, the lioness bold, your story is written in struggles you told. Msutu, who walks with fire in her eyes, defying the chains, rejecting the lies. You stood when others turned away, a torch in the night showing the way. Through exile, prison, whispers of shame, still the people called your name. Mother of warriors, pillar of might, guiding the lost back into the light. A tree deeply rooted, refusing to fall. A voice for the voiceless, a hope for all.
But what is important, why today we are gathered here, is to celebrate the legacy of Mama Winnie Madikizela-Mandela, who unfortunately passed away on the 2nd of April, and meaning a week to go, and then we'll be remembering her. And Winnie was one person who fought for all of us. And as she was fighting for all of us, she was not afraid to say anything. We are liberated today because she stood firm and said, we shall liberate this country with a box of matches. So in other words, we'll make petrol bombs for ourselves in order to fight and ensure that we get this justice. So hopefully today's lecture will actually unpack most of the good work that she actually did during her time.
This afternoon we gather here in memory and celebration of a great revolutionary, Mama Winnie Madikizela-Mandela, whose life and legacy has inspired generations of African men and women alike to actively participate in the imagining and fashioning of a higher civilization. I want to reflect briefly on the venue in which we are gathered. For like Mama Winnie's life, it is an important part of our collective memory. The year 1910, when the women's jail was built, is an important year in our country's history. It was on the 31st of May, 1910, that the Union of South Africa was created. By the late 1950s, the women's jail was filled with thousands of women who were arrested for protesting against an apartheid system that had rendered them non-human. One of these women was Winnie Madikizela-Mandela, a woman who has come to be known as the mother of the nation. It was within these walls and the walls of other prisons across South Africa, notably the Pretoria Central Prison, where she spent months in solitary confinement, that she will know the evil of apartheid. Within these walls and those of Pretoria Central Prison, she was dehumanized, tortured, and beaten to within an inch of her life. Reflecting on her life as a constant prisoner of the state, Mama Winnie will write in a biography, 491 days, prisoner number 1323/69, that these experiences hardened her. More than this, they reaffirmed her commitment to a struggle that she never doubted was just. Narratives about Mama Winnie have often sought to characterize her outside her commitment to collective leadership and a belief in the centrality of community. In her incisive book, Sisonke reflects on how, when Umkhonto weSizwe, the armed wing of the African National Congress, of which Mama Winnie was a clandestine member, was largely ineffective as a fighting force, she became a one-woman resistance army. I wish to conclude my presentation by reflecting on how patriarchy has sought to have Mama Winnie remembered. A few years ago, during the public hearings into the renaming of William Nicol Drive into Winnie Mandela Drive, a struggle that was hard fought and ultimately won. Those in opposition to the renaming kept referring to what they deemed her so-called political crimes and to her well-known statement asserting that South Africa will be liberated with the matchbox and a tire, as the MEC has said. This characterization must be reflected upon because it is rooted above all else in the idea that women revolutionaries should pass a test of respectability that no man ever has. There are countless examples of how the People's War declared by the National Liberation Movement was littered with demonstrations of leaders trading in fiery rhetoric and various degrees of recklessness for which men were applauded while women were vilified. The presence of the Palestinian Solidarity Movement at this lecture is a demonstrative of Mama Winnie's commitment to the cause for the liberation of oppressed people everywhere in the world. She believed in the cause of freedom and recognized, as the late former President Nelson Mandela did, that our freedom as South Africans is incomplete without the freedom of Palestinians. It is for this reason that South Africans, in whose memory she now lives, are so deeply committed to a just world and are committed to the end of sufferings in Palestine, in Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, in Myanmar, and everywhere else in the world where injustices and sufferings occurs. May we never forget Mama Winnie, a one-woman resistance army, a sister in Christ, a community builder who lived in Soweto among her people until the very end, a true revolutionary who was guided by great feelings of love, and above all else, the mother of the nation.
Madikizela, your name still resounds in every township in freedom's grounds. History bows as your legacy stands, forever embraced by your people's hands.